Today we have the honor of chatting with the band Volumes about their upcoming album, Mirror Touch, which will be out December 12th. I hope you enjoy.
Hey there.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Just relearning how to use Zoom here. I haven't done anything like this in ages, and now that we're doing a record, it's like it's all we're doing now.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are busy this time of year. That's how it goes, right? Just nonstop.
Yeah, yeah. For we stopped a lot. I mean, we went on a huge break, and like we're experimenting with stopping. I think that's something like we're trying to do more of instead of just being like yes men and being out on the road forever. And we did a lot of that already, like for like 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to just like kind of be like grown about things and do less. So we're
Yeah.
busy, but we're shutting down for the holidays for sure.
For you guys. Good for you guys. I think it's important to find that balance and that's something that it's difficult in the music industry, especially nowadays, because it's just a whole different beast than it used to be when you guys started. So I think it's important to make sure you take those times for your family and for yourself and take a breather.
Yeah, definitely. Are you doing anything fun for the holidays? Did you do anything fun for Thanksgiving?
Family come up and we just did the huge, did Thanksgiving dinner. I don't think we did anything. And then yesterday binge Stranger Things.
Yeah, totally. I'm I fell off Stranger Things. I don't like watch anything anymore. So, but
Yeah.
I might have to start it for the holiday vibes.
How far back did you stop it at?
I think I watched season two, like a little over halfway through,
Okay.
and I
I
fell off.
will tell you, in my opinion, obviously, season four is the best. It's just takes a whole other crazy dark spin that is just a really fun ride. And this is the last season that they're going to do. This is going to be the end of it. So it might, I don't know, it might be worth it if it's your thing. If it's not, then, that's all right too.
No, it was cool. I think I really liked like the first season blew me away, and I really liked like the music, and I liked the art direction and everything. That's what like drew me to. I'm not really a big like sci-fi or horror. Like I know it like brushes a lot of these different genres, but I do appreciate like volumes. Like we hit a lot of different spots on our albums and the music we make. We know we're not just one thing, so I liked that about it. Anything that's out that has all of those things like the movie It. I know they're kind of almost tandem with each other as far as the time and placement, but anything like that as far it's like if it's done well like that, I always will watch it. If it's not even my thing.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. And that's funny that you mentioned that because I'm bringing Mike on here too. I didn't know I was going to have the both of you. This is awesome. But that's funny that you bring that up too because I've been watching the Welcome to Derry series as well, and I binged all of the new Stranger Things yesterday, and then watched the new way too much TV, way too much TV, but watched the new Welcome to Derry episode right after that, and basically that was my very lazy Sunday of being in a totally different world, which sometimes is necessary, even if they're horror related. Hello.
What up?
We're talking about the very important subject of Stranger Things since it's just released.
Oh, the newest season's out.
Yep,
All right,
just half of it.
nice.
It's like 6 hours.
Yeah, I haven't.
Uh,
I need to finish the last season, but it's sick so far.
yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, let's talk about Mirror Touch. Comes out December 12th. You guys have released three songs so far. The last one you released is a much softer one than the first two that you released, which is not obviously abnormal for you guys to do. So I went through and was reading all of I always go and read the comments just because I'm curious of how people are responding. They know what to expect with you guys, but also sometimes you'll have new people that come in that'll hear two songs and then be like, okay, well, this one sounds totally different. But you guys are getting nothing but love, nothing but positivity. It's been so cool that I feel like that's so rare to see, and it was just hundreds of comments, just all positive. And so it was really, really cool to see you guys having um, such a warm welcome with this album. You guys go
Thanks.
through and read those.
Yeah, I mean, so the album's not out yet, but we put a song out, and we have a couple songs out. So
Yeah.
the comments are they're good. I mean, we we uh we don't really, I try not to read the comments, but lately I have been reading them this time around, and a lot of it's good. There's a lot of like you said, I think people know what to expect like with the band, and we also know what to expect anytime we put a song out like Bad Habit, where there's a lot of singing, which is the song we just put out. And yeah, the comments are mixed in my opinion, but
Didn't see
I,
anything bad.
they're there, but it's more of like that's always a thing with us, and our fans kind of like expect it too. And our I hate using the word fans, our supporters and the people that are, like in tune with what we're doing and will comment on our posts when we post something. They get our back hard, so it's funny to see them like clap back at people. And I even like jumped in, and someone's like, "It sounds like this." It sounds like that. And I was like, sounds like the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones, which is like one of my favorite bands. Just to like some people know this, some people don't, but I'm a huge ska head, and it's like that's not the point. It's just to cut the air because like nothing really matters in the end, anyways. Like there's volume songs where I'm like, I hate them, and like I'll agree with people like, oh, we put out a song like this song's ass. I'm like, you're absolutely correct. It's all subjective, but it's the comments are funny. I think like when you're older, and Mike can chime in on this too. I think when you're like, well, I'm 35, and comments like just they don't hit me as like negatively as they used to. I used to,
Yeah.
yeah, I used to be like
I,
bad about them.
yeah. Used to worry about them so much, but we're old now. It's like at the end of the day, I still got to get up and do the same thing every day. And it's what you think is, or what you say online is, it doesn't sway, doesn't change what I have to do throughout the day. It's not going to keep me from quitting or trying to keep putting out the best that I can do. So whatever, who cares, man?
There's always going
It's
to
just
be those
fun.
people. It's
Yeah,
and people
Craziest part.
express. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the craziest thing is we've been like a band for so long, and by now people are still so deeply disturbed by some of the songs that we put out, and it's like it's interesting that people will keep coming back to something even if they're like, I swore off they're not
yeah,
supporting it, or it's like, yeah, I think in 2026 it's like we're still doing this, it's pretty interesting. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Um, No, there's just always going to be those people, unfortunately. Some people are just miserable people and that they just like to spread their misery and yeah, that's best to just let them kind of be and do their own thing and not let it affect you for sure. Because you guys know what you're doing. You guys, like you said, you guys have been doing this for a long time. You have a lot of people that support you because you're very well loved in this industry. So yeah, who cares about those people? And your guys' vocals together. This is the second album that you guys have done this, and you just sound so incredibly beautiful together. You guys complement each other so very well. I want to ask both of you, when did you realize that you first wanted to do this? Like, and when did you realize that this is what you get to do? Like, there's a difference, right? Where you're like, oh, that's something I'd really like to do. And then you get to a point to where you're like, I get to do this.
You want to go first, Mario?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I started playing bands really young, and I think it's just building blocks. You know, I had a local venue. I don't even like. Obviously, there's local venues, but like when I was like in like 2004, 2005, my local venue was like it was like our whole world, right? Like nothing else mattered. I came from like a kind of smaller place right outside of Los Angeles, so like we were like 30 miles outside. So like going to do anything in like the city, it was just too far. So we had a venue, and that was our world. And I think you know, you start in something like that, or you're lucky enough to start in a community like that, and it's all like community based and fun, and you're not thinking about anything. You just want to be there and be a part of it, and then you're lucky enough it turns into something else. And I think it was around 2008 for me, before Mike Terry was in the band, when like the original member lineup of Volume started, and pretty early on we realized like we had we were lucky enough and we had the luxury to go, okay, we have something here that we worked really hard on, and I think it might go somewhere. So yeah, I mean, like pretty early on for me, I realized like I encouraged my own self to keep going and take it seriously, and then you know like play other venues, and like playing in like you know Lancaster, California, which I'm not sure where you are, but that's like inland California, and nothing really playing in like inland California or 3 hours down south was like a big deal for us. And I think that's, you know, it starts for anyone like that, small little baby steps.
Yeah, absolutely. Was
Yeah.
there was there like a, and I'm gonna end for you, Mike, too, because I want you to answer this as well. Was there like a video or a show, like a concert that you went to yourself that made you think, I want to be on stage, I want to perform?
Yeah, so there's a VHS tape that No Doubt put out in like 1997 that my sister had, and I would like steal that from her and play and watch it and study it and like memorize it, and that was like what I did for like 3 years of my from I was like obsessed with, I don't know why, but that was
Oh, yeah.
clearly the direct line to what I'm doing now. So it's cool. It's called Live in the Tragic Kingdom. It's like the most insane old school footage of the band. She sucks now, but it's when she was cool.
Really saw her on that tour. She was an incredible performer.
That tour, I think they had the Vandals, Goldfinger, I forget what other bands, but it's like insane. So it's cool. It's a cool.
Well,
Go check it
I
out.
saw him with Bush and Goo Goo Dolls, but it was a Tragic Kingdom run.
So you saw them back in.
The 90s,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's insane. I think the earliest I saw them was like, because so I was like 6, 7. I was too young, but I saw them in like when they were like doing the what is it? Is it the Rocksteady album in like oh I think that was like '08 or something, maybe a little earlier than that. I saw them on that run. They were sick.
Awesome.
Sick.
So what about you, Mike, with all of those questions?
I guess we'll start backwards. My first VHS it was a VHS, but it was the corn one. I think it was like Life is Peachy or like Follow the Leader. I watched that a million times. I wore it until the actual tape came off, and that's when I realized I wanted to be like that. I was like I wanted to like they looked all cool. They were all wearing Adidas and like just looked awesome and they're headbanging on stage. And I was like, that's what I wanted to do. Uh, and I started pretty early, like kind of like Michael. Just my town was kind of small, and it was just we would play at like teen centers or like Battle of the Bands, and like that was kind of like where we just got our like our start to be able to like play music in front of more than just my family, just like kids in the neighborhood or kids at school or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of where it all started for me.
Awesome. I want to talk about some of the songs on the album. I want to talk about Stitch. I really like that song. It's a super creative song and takes you on a pretty fun ride, but it seems like it's got some deep meaning to it. So tell me about that song.
It's actually ironically that song really is like pretty light as far as the meaning and pretty airy as far as which is cool because a lot of our songs can like take on these subjectivities that are like you can talk a lot about. But Stitch was just like I don't want to say it's a song that needed lyrics, but the concept's just very low grade, which me and Daniel were trying to, and Mike were trying to do on this album as far as like not be too lofty with, especially the heavier songs, because there's something that happens where it kind of calls for more like you want to do more like you want to be more like you want to use bigger words and scream them and make it sound great and like typical metal lyrics, but we tried to just for that one like replicate like just like going kind of like crazy from the inside. It sounds very elementary, but it's like the feeling of like having like anger or something get under your skin and basically penetrate you. So I think like that idea is something that a couple years ago we would be like, we can't just write a song about the baseline feeling, but I would that we have a couple of other songs on the album that kind of like just like talk about like literally emotions and feelings, and Mere Touch, the title like plays to that as well. So Stitch kind of is like glued to that in a sense.
Like that. Well, you guys obviously are no strangers to difficult times in so many different ways. Um, Something I think is really important. I like to talk about self-care. I'm a mental health therapist, so I ask everybody that I interview like what they do for self-care and for balance, especially in the music world when you're on tour. You know, it's a lot. Um, but you guys have had a lot that's happened. Oh, we lost Mike. A
He'll be
lot
back.
that's happened in your do you want me to wait for
No, it's
to
fine.
okay,
He'll be
a lot
back.
that's happened in your personal lives as well. So what are some things you do to kind of help like your mental health stay as stable as it can, help with balance, self-care, all that stuff?
Totally. Yeah, I think exercise like is a huge thing. Um, Honestly, like I think the environment you live in is a big part of it. I moved out of LA 2 years ago. Like an hour north. I live in a small little beach community, and it sounds like a very like I'm. It sounds like very conceited, like I live, but it's a very like blue collar like working town. So I don't live in like Newport, California. It's an old fisherman oil town, surf town. And we rent a little tiny studio. And I moved from like a 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom condo that I was splitting with my fiance in right outside of LA, like a cool area. Um, Not a common, like very common tale. A lot of people have that style of apartment, and we were just like not gelling with it. And the instant we moved out of LA and got up here, like it was like I realized, oh, that was a huge like weight on my shoulders.
Ah,
And if anyone's out there's like thinking they need to live in like a place they don't love, like, New York or LA, people are like, oh, I need to live in those cities. And like, it's okay to be the one person that's like, I don't really like it here. I never thought I would move from LA. But I did. I did. I'm like a huge Los Angeles guy, huge Dodger fan, whatever. But we're loving it where we live right now. And I think that, has helped a lot with like my own personal battles. Just knowing, like making that decision of being like, this is going to be tough. We're going to move to a new city that we don't really know anybody, but in our gut, we knew it was the right thing to do. So yeah, I mean, now like work exercise is what I do. I go surfing. I like run like so it's very I try to keep it pretty simple, I guess. Therapy is great too. Anyone that wants to talk to someone, they should.
yeah. I know Mike Spritzer that used to play with Devil Driver forever. He's a big surfer as well. So, and he lives in LA, but I know you're not in LA anymore, but it'd be
Yeah,
like good
no.
surfing bros.
Yeah, I'm not like good, but I've been. It's more of just like a part of, like what like the lifestyle I want to live.
You.
I love the outdoors, and
Mhm.
I think yeah, it helps. The ocean is great. The
Yeah.
ocean gives like it's something I reconnected with in my recent years, and I'm so glad I did because I just realized like anything around the water, like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be surfing, it can be anything.
Mhm.
It's just great. It's just great to live in a place that like that's the center of like what everyone does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read a book of quite a few years ago called Blue Mind, talking about the science around being in, on, or around water and why it's good for your body, for your mind, for your health, everything. But yeah, it's called Blue Mind. And it talks, and they actually did all these different science experiments and hooked this gal up to all these different uh, I can't think of what the word is, but um, whatever testers to be able to see what her brain was doing while she was in, on, or around water. It was super fascinating. And so, yeah, there's like a science behind it that definitely shows why it's helpful. Even having fish tanks, something as simple as having
Yeah.
fish tanks that are a total pain in the ass to you keep clean, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, the water is I think that might be it for me. That might be the like anytime I'm like near a lake or the like it just I'm not worried.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I think that's a big you're right. I think the water is a big thing that actually helps people more than they know.
yeah, super interesting. Now you said you guys have some heavy songs on here. Worth It is one I also wanted to talk about. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, Worth It's a great song. I don't even know. It's kind of like a ballad. Not
Hmm.
really. Like it kind of takes you a couple different places, but
Hmm.
um that song's pretty intense. Like it's a pretty cold song, like if you will, as far as like if someone passes away in a adversary way, right? You don't know exactly what happened, or it's maybe someone committed suicide, or someone took their own life, or you're beyond that, beyond it being specific to anything. I think it's like when you experience someone passing, it could be someone in a public figure, it could be someone personal. Is there, if you have remorse, that's obviously fine. But if you're like, don't feel bad right away and you're kind of introspectively thinking about the situation, which I think a lot of us, listen, your mom could pass away, maybe you weren't on good terms and you're split down the middle. Like,
Really.
so Volumes has made a lot of songs about death. We have a
Mhm.
song called like Volley that's about a friend that passed away. We have like a song called Intake about my dad passing away. So we were like, are we gonna make another, like the cliche Volume emotional, like melodic, heartfelt, anthemic song, which we do well. When we were like, let's kind of like make it dark and okay to like be like not okay, if you will, which I don't really love that saying, but yeah, it's kind of like intentionally uplifting at parts of the song. Especially there's this weird like part where like my vocals come in, everything like goes away, and I'm just like repeating this part that says it's like hope it was worth it in the end. You know that I'll be fine, and it keeps going. And it's this weird like stacked, almost like Tron electronic Daft Punk Charlie XCX styled squished vocal, and it sounds very like catchy and repetitive and kind of cool, but what I'm saying is like super dark. So that's kind of the essence of the song. It's like this
Yeah,
juxtaposition.
I like that. It's the duality of life, right?
Yeah, I think like I just yeah, I mean especially like with the younger folks, the younger generation, you know, they talk a lot about how they feel and um we're like super tuned in with like the youth, you know, like I don't think I'll ever grow up. So just understanding we have the freedom for new fans to latch on to something like that. That's what we're excited about.
Yeah.
We love our diehards, but there's so many people that are being introduced to the band, and we thought it would be cool to like put a song out there that's low to the ground for all the new songs. That's kind of how that song was conceptualized, like doing classic volume song, but keeping it like I don't want to say modern, but like um, I guess like it almost sounds like an updated version of some of the other melodic songs about death that we have. Like it's very now of the times. Yeah.
Right. Now, because you guys do discuss a lot of emotional topics, including death throughout your career, and you guys have, of course, as we all have at some point been touched by someone who has passed, and obviously had to process through that. You guys have someone who has very openly, like everybody knows about Diego. I know that I can. Well, I know I feel like people probably contact you guys somewhat regularly about not only what they've gone through in their history of death, or just how much, maybe Diego touched them. How are you guys able to kind of protect yourselves, especially because it's so personal, from that, when especially when you're trying to perform, when you're trying to just like do your daily thing, right? And then you're kind of being bombarded by that. How do you handle that?
Yeah. I think we like I don't know. I don't think we think too much about that. We had a lot of like tragedy around us where we came from. I'm sure anyone's used to that. Like where we grew up was really, really small. It's in Los Angeles County, but it's the most northern west point of Los Angeles County, and then it turns into basically like Ventura County. And that area was just like I said, like when we were young, it's all we only stayed there. No one really left. Like we didn't go to other parts of LA. We only stuck in our hub. And so everyone knew everybody. And unfortunately, we just yeah, I mean we just had a lot of young people pass away, whether it was like car accidents or overdoses. And um granted, things were super different back in the early 2000s than they are now. So like yeah, like the life we were living was just like quintessential like high school party. That's kind of how Volume started, was just it was just a lot of like socializing in our small community and having tons of fun. And yeah, I mean that would like people sometimes would take it too far and it would end in what we're talking about. So I think it's just kind of been an imprint of the band. When we started, we had a lot of like deep impact with young people around us passing away. That translated in some of the songs. My dad passed away really young. I had already that on my mental docket as far as like, okay, I'm going to do something in this band. Then, you know, during our first couple years, we had another friend pass away. Obviously, then Diego passes away. So there's almost this cloud, if you will, around it, but you can't really look at it like that. It is just life cycles. And we're not the only band that has been through this with members or people around them. Um, so yeah, I think it's as far as like what we do with our fans and if we're have our walls up or not, we usually have them down because it's just an opportunity to be like good people. And um we're so like, you know, like we're not angels or saints every day, but I can tell you if we have a horrible show and we're seemingly mad on stage, which happens,
Of course.
and we walk off stage and there's some kid who's like standing at the merch table who's like yeah, saying to me that something like it's instantly just about that person. We did it the other day. We played a show in Volumes and played a show in Volumes. We played a show in LA October 30th. It was a Volumes 20th anniversary or like 15 to 20-year anniversary. And we did we did like a big long set, and in the first couple of songs, this kid broke his nose and was like on the side of the stage, like completely bleeding. And we all went over to make sure it was okay. And he was like obviously not okay. He had a huge, like really bad cut. But he was just like, I'm so stoked to like thank you so much for saying something and acknowledging me. And that's really important. We'll like stop our set to always make sure like we're really aware. We're really a like aware group of guys. So it takes a lot for us to like be aloof to like what people are going through, especially at a show.
Yeah.
At a show, we like really are trying to hang out. I think it catches people off guard, like how just what's up?
How approachable you guys are.
Yeah.
You're like, we're just people too.
Yeah, I think, and it's just easier for us to do that than do any rock star like thing. Even like big tours that we've had where there's tons of firewalls, like security, and you're in a dressing room and you're all the way backstage, and you're not like in like a dive bar. Those settings too, were just like, can we bring fans back to our our green room? Is that cool? And like obviously everyone's like, no, you can't do that. But yeah, we're just like good time Charlies.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. And I'm sure the people who support you guys very much appreciate how approachable and considerate, you are because I mean, really at the end of the day, those are the people that are helping you continue to grow and be able to do this, right?
Yeah, I know it's been like something we've gotten, one of the things we've gotten right since we've started is just always making time for our fans and our friends and people that support us to
Yeah.
this day.
But do you have another one right now?
I do in 30 minutes, so you're okay.
Well, I won't take a whole lot more of your time so you can get a breather because I want you guys to definitely be able to have a breather in between. Um, but I this has been a new question I've been asking here and there because I think it's a fun one. Because you have a pretty fierce fan base, do you ever have people that bring you gifts? And have you ever had someone that has brought you a gift that you're like, this is the weirdest thing or the coolest thing? Sometimes fans are really creative and make really cool stuff.
Yeah, we've gotten stuff, which is weird to think too. We've gotten a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
Um, we had a someone painted they drew they made like a drawing of volumes, like a custom design, and this was like so long ago, but I just remember my bassist Rod, who's like one of the funniest people in the world, was like sick and just like put it like hung it up immediately, and it stayed there for like the whole tour in this little like I think we were in a van on that one. And that was like one of the coolest things because I would look at it every day and be like I would just be like hating my life, and then I would like wake up and look at that, and I would see it every day, and it would just remind me like, okay, there's people out there that are like hand painting pictures. That's cool. And then I'd be like, what else am I gonna see, or what else am I gonna pop up? So that was, and then like just like notes and stuff like people like leave at the merch table is really cool. People leave a lot of cool like stories. You hear a lot of cool stories.
Awesome. That's awesome. Someone I would love to see you collab with. I know this is kind of like a weird little side thing, but because of your guys' vocals and your music, I think that if it was possible and if you guys wanted to, I think you guys should collab with Unprocessed. I think that would be one of the coolest collaborations. Have you listened to them
I don't even
before?
who's no, I don't know
Oh
who
my
that is.
gosh. they're from Germany. They're one of the they're one of the best bands.
It's a cool name. It's a great
yeah,
name.
yeah, you definitely should check them out, and I'll bet you'll see exactly why I say that because you're very different in a lot of ways, but there's enough like kind of similar links that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that just makes sense to me. So I'm putting it out there in the universe and hoping that that ends up coming full circle,
I'm gonna check them
specifically
out.
for me.
Okay, okay. I will check them out for sure. I'm always looking for new bands, especially overseas.
Yeah, they're incredible. I don't know why they're not bigger. I don't know why you guys aren't bigger outside of, like you said, all the tragedies and crap that you guys have had to deal with, but you guys have remained incredibly consistent through it all.
Yeah, I think like yeah, we're always in like a weird loop of just like um that connotation like always comes back to us and it used to really like irk us and it wouldn't make sense to us. But when you're in it and you're actively doing it and you're young, of course you're frustrated and you're like, why aren't we breaking through, right? That's
Right.
that's the whole goal. And for this band, it just that's not the history. I we've covered a lot of tracks personally, right? With a lot of checks have been marked. We've been a band
Yeah.
for 17 years, almost 20 years, and just to say that's crazy. And I think like the right now with this new album coming out, um, we are like just so happy to still be here and still be contributing to what we would like to do, which is be in a band. But we're big proponents of like I said, like our walls are so low. Maybe that's contributes to maybe why we're not a big band is because we
We're
we like
from a small
don't.
band though. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not it's
I
not
I right. It doesn't even matter. I guess what I'm trying to and like we are like so self-deprecating that like we're so over that hump because I was like it's life's hard and we all have
yeah.
normal jobs and
Hmm.
we all struggle and we all have bills. None
Hmm.
of us are like some of our peers are just absolutely destroying life and reaping the benefits. If that happens for the band ever, that's great. But Volumes is such a normal set of guys that like when we like leave our normal lives and go on tour, to us it's like the coolest thing that we're doing. So we feel like we're the biggest band.
Yeah.
And we like we love playing small clubs. We love like those types of runs. And we said no to a lot of big tours this year, like big tours that would have maybe catapulted us to doing something bigger down the road. But I always think of Dr. Dre when I'm talking about stuff like this, who like took years and years and years. I don't even think that album has still come out, but he's like what he always says is like I will take forever to make something because if I'm not into it, it's not going to happen. And that's kind of something we've stuck to as far as like being young and being on labels and being on management and being on bookings and a lot of people will make you feel like you're being taken advantage of. So we have a choice right now to either like hit it really hard and like not be fully happy or have a balance. And we
Yeah.
choose balance over, and some people will say that's a dumb decision. But for volumes to exist and to wheels to keep turning, we have that there's no other way to do it. There has to be a big balance. And that could be trauma induced, it could be the state of the economy and touring not being efficient anymore. We're trying to find that balance and what works for a band that's like essentially a DIY band to this day. I mean, even when we had help on labels or support, we were so scrappy and DIY. So I
Yeah.
think that's like the print that'll never kind of go away for the band, no matter what happens.
See
And
that a lot more.
that's my long sob story of defending. Obviously, I feel a certain way about about that, and there's my parable of defending you calling volumes out and saying we're not a big band. So
No, definitely much bigger than what I was given credit for right there. But I think a lot of bands anymore are doing more of the independent thing. You guys were just ahead of everybody else there. I just interviewed Danny of Upon a Burning Body, and they just went independent. And so a lot of bands, I think, because of the music industry, are trying to go in that direction because it just makes more sense. So obviously, people going buying the album, buying soft merch, which is what makes you guys the most money, is what's very necessary right now. And then of course, when you guys are touring, and making sure that they're going and seeing those live shows. But soft merch seems to be the consensus of the best way to support our favorite bands.
yeah, merch is like I love merch. I used to have a couple of brands, and I think that's like been the structure since day one. Sell merch, sell merch, sell merch. And now I feel like it's kind of one of the only ways to churn money and make money. Yeah, I think you people have to get really creative, and I feel like if like one advice I would give to any band, even if like any band, like big or small, is try to like do those things on your own. Like merch can, we live in a world where like you can print merch in like 2 seconds on your phone. So I feel like you like there's ways, yeah, it's a good and bad thing. There's ways to to make money and be in control of certain things. Merch was something we left a lot of money in the past on the table, and uh, we learned the hard way of getting it right now finally. So that reminds me, we need to do a merch drop.
Yes. No, for sure. Yeah, especially with the album coming out, and it's an incredible album. I think everybody's going to really enjoy the twists and turns that the album takes and the ups and downs, and you guys just doing what you do. You and Myke, your vocals are continually so incredibly impressive. You guys are just killing it. So I'm
He's sick of me. He didn't come back to
He didn't. He was
the
like,
interview.
that girl's going to probably end up saying we're not a huge band, and I don't want to hear anything about it. So he had the
Yeah,
premonition.
he would have gotten pissed. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Well, yeah, no,
Well,
thank you. This has been super rad. I
thank you.
hope to talk to you soon. Don't be a
Yeah,
stranger.
definitely. Definitely. Anytime you guys are putting out whatever, I'd love to promote it and be in the loop of things. And I'm super excited to hear what everybody else has to say once this album drops in a few weeks, couple weeks.
Thank you. Yeah, very soon, very soon.
Yes. I appreciate your time.
You've been great. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Awesome. Sounds good. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.